with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
Hey guys, welcome back, man. What's up, Mike, Vince?
What's going on, guys?
We got John with us tonight from TGI Now.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
John?
How's it going?
Thanks
Thanks for having me again, man. This is
know.
awesome. Yeah, we're on video, right? So yeah, that's
video.
awesome. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure. Hey, listen, before we get going, make sure we are connected. You know, we plugged in.
Like,
Yeah, we heard. You sound
Right,
like you're backed
John?
up, Leo.
It does sound like I'm backed up, doesn't it?
yeah. There he goes. He's good.
Am I good?
Am I turning the
Vince?
right way?
Yeah.
How about you now?
Sounds
I'm
good.
good. Yeah,
There we go.
sounds good, guys. Well,
Yeah.
if we sound good, give us a like, give us a share while you're there. So, anyways, man, you know, another beautiful night, man. We had some great rain this past few days,
Yep.
and it made the weather great, man. You know, we're always complaining and saying, whenever the summer gets here, it's gonna be hot in this place, and we're gonna be sweating.
Yeah.
But, you know, we've been so lucky. You know, we've been lucky, and every single week, you know, we've been at it. You know, John was saying, you know. Man, he's like, you guys, what'd you say, John? You're like,
I said you guys have been consistent.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're trying.
And
you know,
dedicated.
We're dedicated. We break down, we
break-
set up.
Yeah, you
and,
break. I mean, you're here. You're setting it up. You're trying to figure out better angles for the camera. You're setting the equipment up. We've had our struggles with equipment and stuff like that on our podcast.
It's all practice.
It is. It's practice.
It's all
Yeah.
practice.
That's we say that a lot about on the podcast. It's all about you're practicing doing it now for later.
For later.
For
Yeah,
down the road,
absolutely,
because
you know.
it all starts now.
It starts now.
Yeah.
It's fun. Mostly it's fun.
Yeah.
Like,
And
whatever.
you've been a tremendous help with us and doing our video.
It's been fun.
And getting it going. So man, we really appreciate that. That's what we have to do. We have to help each other.
Yeah, we have to, you know,
Absolutely.
learn. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody knows something, you know, you teach the rest of the people. You know, it's like the same way as teaching our kids. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
we teach as we go. You know, like Mike.
Yeah.
You know, big shout out to Mike. 'Cause
You're not done.
He's like our tech guy. You know, every day we always Vince and I always joke around. We're like, every time, here we go. What's new this time? You know, like, we always got something new going on. and stuff
like,
like that.
what's the new gadget this time, Mike?
Yeah.
But that's
What'd
good
you
though,
get?
you know.
What'd you get from Amazon Prime this time, Mike? What do we got?
Not this
Nothing,
time.
yeah.
Right.
But
It's
we're
fun.
always,
My money.
I tell the guys I don't like the word forward. I don't know why. I just don't like the word forward. I wish I could find like a better word for forward, you know, because it's just, we're always moving. We're always one more step, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we say that there's a ladder.
That's
Well,
forward,
I look at
that's
it as-
forward thinking, Leo.
Yes, I say that there's like a ladder, and every time we get on this mic, you know, every time we get on the mics, we turn the microphones on. I feel like we always go up one more stair.
There you go.
You know, one more
Yeah.
stair. Every time it's we get a little bit better. You know, it's just I feel.
No, you guys are.
Yeah.
You guys are going great.
It's like how I was telling you. You know, I always say, you know, I was so shy to get on the microphone and do all the social media stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I came to the point, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. It is what it is.
You
It
came
is.
where?
To the point.
To the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that intended?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
it's not scripted or anything because we don't have a scription. You know, we don't write anything down.
We
or
don't.
anything.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
we just
yeah,
kind of just go with
we
it.
started to in the beginning. Well, I kind of did a little, like I would jot down some notes,
Yeah.
and then it was kind of like, well, whatever. Shit changes by the time we sit down, anyway. So,
I know, right?
and it's changed since doing video. Also, I don't know. You guys have gotten some videos out there now.
Yep. Yep.
And it increases your listener count because
Oh yeah.
we did lose some audio only listeners on Spotify, but not as many as we gained
Yeah.
from the Rumble. Even though we don't have followers on Rumble, your videos still get viewed.
Yeah.
So and it's almost neck and neck with our YouTube
Yeah.
count too.
Well,
so
I think what's happening is that more people are turning off the tell lies to your vision, and they're going to YouTube for their information.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, whatever you're putting out there, like those shorts and those things are catching their attention.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, like who are these guys? What are they talking about?
Yeah.
You know, because I used to make fun of people all the time about like, what video is that? Some guy in his mom's basement doing all this stuff. And it's like,
and now he's the billionaire YouTuber.
That's me in a nutshell, though. I barely turn on my TV
Mr.
anymore.
Beast or
I've got a
something.
nice, beautiful TV in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Never even turn that thing on. Hardly. I'm on YouTube most of the time on my
Exactly.
computer.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to is that, you know, you guys are getting to the point. You're bringing information to people. You're showing them what you see is happening in the world, whether it's politics or at the schools or whatever's happened with our kids and trans and all these things are happening, you're getting to the point of these topics and you're letting people know.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, we let them know. Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's just funny, you know, how it's just things just fall into piece every single time. You know, it's just like we all started just from listening to you guys, but we had already thought about all this stuff.
We had joked around about doing it before.
2 years ago.
We started watching their
now
podcast.
it's like 2.5 years, 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what
we actually did.
started.
But they actually did a recording, and it's still out there.
But then meeting you guys and actually going to your studio and seeing the setup and talking to you guys was kind of like that. You know what? Fuck it. Why can't we do it?
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't share it.
Yeah,
but that's
it actually has got quite a few.
But again,
listen.
But again, though, like you just said, Leo, you don't like to use the word forward.
Yeah.
But see, but what that
There's only one way to go.
Is that that what you did was you already planted the seed. Your future, you did something for your future selves to look back and go, you know, we can do this. Like
we could.
Those guys are doing it. We did it before.
Right.
We were thinking about doing it because remember, our thoughts create our reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're thinking it, so then you're putting it into play. And you're like, oh shit, we're doing it.
And I think back then we didn't really have an idea in mind what the podcast would be about.
It was just like a brainstorm.
But during that time from when we had the brainstorm to when we finally decided to do it, so much bullshit going on in the world, it kind of just drove us right in the direction
exactly
where the podcast
and that's
to go.
what happens because when Eddie and I were talking about doing a podcast about the same time you guys were, so about a little over 2 years ago, we were talking to do where it was going to be called Down Those Mean Streets. And we were going to do more about homeless, going out and interviewing the homeless, talking to the homeless, bringing those videos to people, bringing awareness to that. And then we were starting to do it. We actually went downtown, took some videos of the homeless. So we were doing it. We just didn't turn it into a podcast until we were like, you know what, there's more going on than just the homeless. Yeah. Let's think of something else we can do that'll be more to the point, something that's in the now, helping somebody in the now.
Yeah,
something
you let people know what's going on now. You get to the point of
what's happening. Yeah. And that's what we did. We helped those people like we did with the New Earth outreach that we do.
Thanksgiving,
that we helped. And we still do little things here and there for people just on the down low that we don't put out there. We helped this homeless guy who stayed the night the other night.
Sometimes
do it.
Sometimes it's good to stay quiet. What do they say? But look at animals. Animals do it whenever they go out for their prey. They're not going to let anybody else know what they're going to go out for.
No,
they stay there. They hunt the prey. They do what they have to take care of.
That's it. You're doing what you
go out there.
You're doing something in the present moments. You're doing something that your future self will thank you for.
Absolutely, you're doing it for the right reasons. You're not doing it for publicity, or for a pat on the back or anything like that. Exactly. You're doing it because it's what you want to
do. And that's what we have to do. And that's what we have to do just to help make this a better place to live than make it get that worse.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've always had a strong opinion. I just never thought I would share it so openly. With
same
people
here.
I'm willing to share it with people I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of doing a podcast, because not only are you doing it in the public, you're doing it in public on video. I spend time. I go to Country Kitchen. I go to Green Marlin. I sit at the bar and I'll have a meal and I'll talk to people and I'll hand out my business card. I'll say, and people start talking about what podcasts you listen to or what documentaries do you prefer that's going to help me wake up to things. And I tell them Freedom to Fashion is a good one. Zeitgeist is a good one. Bill Cooper's Behold the Pale Horse is a good one. You give them these things, you plant these seeds, and then people do it. If they go listen to it, they're listening. Because the next time you go there, they'll say, hey, I listened to that book, Behold the Pale Horse. Holy shit, Bill Cooper was a fucking genius. He knew what was going on. He was trying to wake people up. He's an American hero, And so those are the things that you start to realize you're making a difference, see?
And then if people don't agree, somebody you meet doesn't agree with your opinion, okay, great. Yeah. Come on the show and tell me what you don't agree with.
Exactly.
Come on. Let's talk about it on the show. You're welcome to come on.
And we've done that. We've offered people to come on, and usually they don't come on. And we've had a lot of guests. And there's some guests that are like, "No, I'm good. I don't want to go there." We did. I think we invited Russ Lemon on one time.
And I know what that's like.
He didn't want to come on.
Not that long ago, before we started doing the podcast, if you had invited me on, I probably would have been like,
but now
now,
but now I'm just
whatever.
like, yeah, whatever, man. Like,
fuck.
this is what this is.
I try to picture
how I feel.
I try to picture Eddie and Rhett Palmer having a conversation.
Right?
Can you imagine
over the
that?
Bible, right? Right.
Over anything.
Which is verses, Bible verses,
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
right? That would be funny as hell.
Later this week on the other podcast.
Yeah.
You would have to
That
have
would
like
be
one of
good,
those.
huh?
You would have to have like one of those bells that they have like at the.
Rhett's
yeah.
definitely old school
Yeah.
conservative.
Well,
like,
he's like our what, like you call him like a Rush Limbaugh kind of
something,
sort of,
yeah.
you know.
He don't like the F-bomb being used.
No,
and
he won't.
Oh,
he
he's
won't.
all like,
He won't let me in the studio ever again now.
Oh,
like
no?
ever since everything happened with like the whole like Megan Walsh thing and then the school board
really?
thing.
Oh, well,
Like,
it's
'cause-
probably he's
Yeah.
connected.
Because John Vacchiano wanted to have me on the show, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get you on the show." And I was like, "I don't think Brett's gonna let me in the building." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "No, I don't think Brett's a big fan of me anymore. He used to like me, but now he doesn't."
Well, I mean, it just shows you who these people are.
Well, yeah,
You know.
but I already knew who he was.
yeah.
But I just really
Yeah.
it confirmed.
But you'll let
Right.
him on your
Absolutely.
show.
100%.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Why not?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Open invitation.
Open invitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we
They know when you guys film.
oh yeah, it's
They
out
know,
there.
they know when they. You know,
What
they
What about
know.
McNulty?
I would love to have
Yeah,
McNulty on the show. Oh my god, that would be fantastic.
Beat him down. On
My
the,
god, that would be
I'm just
awesome.
kidding.
Yeah. But that's the thing though. It's like
They don't show up.
They won't
They won't.
because they just can't because again the lies don't work anymore. So when they try to spew these lies, I see these people talking about like the transgender stuff and they're trying to defend this whole like
The books.
mutilating of kids in the
The
books.
books. That's just like the first red flag should have been the last red flag.
Yeah.
You defend them books.
And that's it.
You
And
belong
I'm sorry,
on a
how the
freaking
fuck
list.
can you defend that
I know,
stuff? I'm
I
sorry.
know.
It just
But
you belong on a list.
It's
You should register.
it's brainwashing. They're brainwashed. They don't want to see it for what it really is.
Yeah.
And again, some people don't want to believe that they've been duped, that they've been brainwashed, and they've been programmed, and they don't want to believe that like what the TV's telling them is not true. And they're like, wait a minute, like the trans thing's good or the books are okay. It's all right. CNN said it was good, but they don't want to admit that like no, CNN's lying to you. You know.
yeah, and it's like you said, it's like it belong on a list. Like, why do you think that's okay for the kids?
Yeah.
What are you after? Are you like trying to brainwash the kids' minds so that you can? Are you a pedophile or what?
What are
I
you?
just I don't understand.
I agree
like,
with you.
What pleasure are you getting out of this?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want your
Sick.
kids
Tell me.
Yeah.
to be
They're
able to read a
predators.
book in school? We talked about this a couple
They're
different
predators.
times on
They
the
just
podcast.
made a new word for them and
About-
call them groomers.
About
Yeah.
in detail
But they're
a kid
predators.
getting raped.
Yeah.
About somebody being raped. Why would you want a kid to
Yeah.
read details
I
about
know.
something like that
Yeah.
in elementary school or middle school?
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
high school, let alone high school.
I mean,
but-
I think. I mean, I'm probably a little older than you guys. So I mean, I just grew up in the '70s. I was born in '68. I mean, I remember being 10, 11 years old. I mean, I'm not talking about rape to people.
No,
I'm not
I
about-
didn't even know what the hell rape
I didn't want to talk. I didn't really want to talk to a girl. I was too busy playing baseball.
Yeah.
So it's like
So my thing is different from me because I'm Hispanic, so I come from the Hispanic culture and stuff like that, and that was definitely sex or any type of stuff like that was never talked about.
yeah. See,
Literally,
Yeah.
it was not talked about.
Yeah.
Either it was just
anybody here,
it shouldn't even cross your mind.
can anybody here
Period.
say that they knew what a transsexual was when they were 12 years old?
no.
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 I guarantee you,
No,
just
this
about
is-
every
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
12-year-old right now knows
But-
what
yeah,
one is.
well,
And what you just said, Leo, is the same thing here. I mean,
And it's
my,
okay.
My parents really didn't even talk to me about sex. Like I had to learn as I went. Like I got with a girl, and she like kind of wanted to do this, and I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe Like my dad didn't say, yeah, you got to get with her and do
Right.
this, and
We figured it out.
Yeah, we figured it out. You figure it out because you go.
I went to church every Saturday or Sunday because I grew up in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
So I knew everything that priest was going to say every Saturday or every Sunday. I knew exactly what he was going to say, word by word.
Yep.
And now I look at it and I'm like, what's the new word? Grooming.
Yeah.
Why? I knew because every single word, word by word.
And some of those priests and some of those guys were grooming kids as they were going too.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's even more sad. It was happening right under our noses.
Right.
And that's what people don't want to get to. They don't want to be like, oh, God, this was happening right under my nose and I didn't see it. Like the Dalai Lama wants to kiss a guy.
Yeah,
and
what the hell was
a
that
little
about?
kid. And like, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
They just want to
what
sweep
the
it
hell
under the
is this
rug.
freak
But-
doing?
but-
No, that
but
couldn't
They
be.
want to defend it.
But see,
defend it.
But see how far it went, and we didn't even see it until just now. The other day I was listening to a was listening to music, and it was either I don't know what artist it was, but it was the "I Kissed a Girl and I Like It."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know who sang that girl?
I remember that song. I remember it.
You know.
I don't know.
I know what song you're talking about.
I know what song you're talking
about. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it was there, even in our songs for our kids to listen to. You know.
Yeah, you're right, Leo.
I'm coming in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
What?
No.
According to this, it's Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. So there you go.
Disney started sexualizing. They start sexualizing kids at that preteen age.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah. Well,
the
look
princesses and all that.
Well, yeah, and then look at the different Disney kids that have worked for Disney, like
half of
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
One dude that's in prison.
Ariana Grande.
Hannah Montana girl.
She turned
Hannah Montana. Yeah. That was Billy Cyrus's kid.
Yeah.
You know, and so you see what Billy
Cyrus.
Yeah. So you see what he was. I mean, he wasn't talented. He just became something, and next thing you know, his daughter's like fucking working for Disney. You know?
Right.
It's like these guys. They get put on a pedestal because they're false idols.
Yes.
So that we look up to them. We're like, oh wow, Miley Cyrus.
But then that makes you think. You know, like did Billy Ray Cyrus say, "Here's my daughter"?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Of course he did.
Absolutely.
Would you your daughter, if you were Billy Ray Cyrus and your Disney came to you and, I want your daughter to do this, this, and this, you'd be like, for what? For how much? No, I'm good. Yeah. Because that's selling your soul.
I'm selling my soul. That's what he did.
That's what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
And that's what they do.
He sold her.
They have to do it. They have to, and then the thing is, they have to keep doing it. They can't stop. So they can't be like, oh, my daughter can't do this no more.
Well, it's all about they want to live that certain kind of lifestyle.
Okay, but why?
And they're willing to sell their soul to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then
I mean, we'd all like to live good, but I'm not. There's a point.
There's a point
that you don't cross.
There's a to the point. You're right. They ain't doing this.
But then there's people like Megan Ross. You know, she spoke up because why she woke up. She was like, okay, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Did my dad?
I worked here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, like, she literally woke up and was like, wait a minute,
something's not right.
I could literally see it in my eyes. I was helping these people, but literally I wasn't helping these people.
Exactly.
So then when she goes out and speaks, now what does she say? Oh, now you're crazy. Now you're this. Now you're that.
Yeah.
You know?
They demonize you. They make you look like you're nuts.
They do. So what do? They put it on a big ass TV. Like Vince said, he has a big ass TV. How big your TV is, Vince?
Well, the one in the living room, I think, is 82.
Wow.
82. But listen, you know what? I can get more information out of my phone than that 82-inch. What is it called? Tell a lie. Because that's what it's going to do. It's just going to tell me a lie when I can go right to a short, right to...
Let me find the information for myself.
Yeah.
So I can decide.
Exactly.
I'm not just going to watch what CNN tells me and say, oh, well, CNN said this and this and this is what's going on, so it must be true.
That's right. It's programming. They call it a program for a reason. It's a program. Like on the next program, it's like, oh, okay, here you go.
So I was telling the guys, I wonder if they're going to ban Bud Light from the Super Bowl. Or I wonder if they're going to have a nice big...
Oh, they'll do something.
They'll probably end up being the primary sponsor.
I charge them more.
Yeah. Through that whole thing, they lost $7 billion off their market cap, but they gained it back like about a week later. It still hurts though. It's not like they didn't lose money.
I personally, I have a belief that they did it on purpose.
They knew.
They knew their stock was going to. They knew that it was going to dip. I believe there's a bunch of multi-millionaires and billionaires behind it. They all pushed for that, knowing the stock was going to drop. Yeah. They all bought. And these people that can throw millions of dollars at a stock are going to make a shit ton of money real quick.
I would like to agree with that. But sadly, with the person they had in charge of the Bud Light marketing US VP or whatever, she was a total snowflake.
Yeah.
But almost like chess, you put somebody in a job, you already know what they're going to do.
They're a pawn.
You already know it, just like
I love the way Mike
I was just going to say, just like our current president. They put him in that
chess piece can do. Yeah. So you already know.
They sat in a fucking boardroom and did their whole wokeness and was like, why don't we do this?
Yeah.
Dylan will be good for this. She'll be great. Yeah. We'll get the younger kids.
She's in hiding now.
Yeah.
That VP.
Oh, yeah.
She's in hiding.
We can convince them to do this. Yeah. The stock will drop. They're going to lose $7 billion, but they're going to gain it all back. And the people that invested in it that have, like me and you, we can't put enough money into it to make a bunch of money off of it. But if you've got millions of dollars that you can throw at it, you can make a shit ton of money.
It's all by design. It's all stock dropping by design. whether they made money off it or not. And then the whole marketing campaign. It's all part of it. Because remember, Budweiser and all these companies are funded by BlackRock and Vanguard. They get the money from them. Mm-hmm. So they have to do what they say. So if they say you need to start pushing this trans bullshit, then they're going to do it because they're not going to get the money from the corporate.
The ESG, the economic social governance tracking scores, which they're already those big companies are already doing.
So
and
like
not
one of the
American beer anymore.
No, not even American.
One of the
company.
YouTube channels that I watch, people always ask them, "Why don't you have sponsors? Why don't you do that?" And that's the very reason why they say they don't want sponsors. Because then my sponsor dictates what my next episode's got to be about.
Or if they don't like what I said last episode, they can yank my money away.
Right. Yeah. So they're like, we don't want to be controlled like that. No. You know, we want to do what we want to do.
Exactly.
I don't want a sponsor telling me what to do.
And that's why Budweiser, they have to do what they say. They have to do it. And they're not even an American-owned company anymore.
They're on that shirt. That's how.
Right. I love the shirts, guys. They look good, man.
They were just some test prints.
That's good though.
They look good. I need a space.
Yeah, I know. You got to build something. It's time, right? You got to build a studio. Call it the Beard Cave,
right?
Right? Yeah, the Beard Cave.
You know, that's how I met the hemp wizard.
I know.
You know, through that.
I know. Yeah.
What is it called?
The meat.
That he's going there to the Fort Pierce.
The can of cider.
Man, he goes all out.
I know.
He puts that thing on.
Yeah.
And
you guys are going to be here. You're not going to be.
I'm not going to be here because I'm going to be down in Miami.
All right.
Because, I belong to a brotherhood, the Bearded Villains Brotherhood.
Yeah, I see your hat. Yeah.
And they have it's called a DSV.
Okay.
Down South Villains, the chapter in Miami.
Nice.
They put like a whole big event.
Yeah.
You know, and what they do is they raise money they have their own, you know how they have Make-A-Wish?
Uh-huh.
They have their own
charity.
They have their own villain wish. So they call it their big sticker.
Ooh.
So what it is instead of them being the little people at the bottom giving money to make a wish, they are the wish. They are the wish.
Yeah.
So now they have other people, donate money to them.
That's a great idea.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man! And they raise so much money.
That's the Miami chapter.
That's just the Miami chapter. Yes.
I know they have chapters in other countries.
Yes, it's world. It's a worldwide.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, could they have chapters up here? If that's something you could start or you could do?
They do have chapters.
Orlando's probably the
chapters
closest
here in the
one.
state of Florida.
Yeah, you should look into maybe doing one around here, bud. That would be. As you get involved and as you check out what they're doing and think about it,
it's hard to get people local to engage.
It is.
I'm sure you come across that
because he kind of did kind of.
It is hard, I did play around with it here for a little bit. Not play around with it. I talk to people, but there again, people are shy. People just don't want to. Speak up.
Yeah,
people don't want to. They're scared.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be scared about, man. And what they do down south is everything that they raise, is for their community. Everything stays there. Everything is 100%, straight.
I like it. It's a great idea. I'm not from the nonprofit background, so to me, that's like something that would be cool to try to get a chapter
during
started.
Christmas, during Thanksgiving and stuff like that, they do a lot of fundraising. And, help out in their same community. So everything that they raise stays right there in their own community.
Well, good. Have fun, man.
So I'll be there down this weekend.
Good for you.
Big shout out to the BV3. They're called the BV305.
There you go.
Good.
So that's promote the podcast down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys get some cards, get some business cards too. It's a good thing to have those. I'm old school, but it still works.
Oh, yeah,
he's already working on that.
It has your logo on it, so they'll be like, "Oh shit!" They'll recognize the logo.
Yeah. What's funny was we talked about getting shadow banned, pretty much about not getting the exposure or the engagement on social media.
Yeah.
And I had started another page for a business I'm starting, and
I saw that
immediately.
Yeah,
my advertising abilities were restricted.
Yeah,
so I checked another account, To The Point, because I've ran an ad for To The Point before.
Wow.
My advertising abilities were disabled, completely disabled.
What, that quick?
That quick. As soon as I started another page, they were just like, no. And
it said something about based on your previous...
I had to verify my identity, send a picture of my ID, like I was opening up a bank account and shit. And, they tried getting me to pay for the other verification, which I didn't do. I didn't have to. But the way they did it was almost like I almost had to. So I did. So I actually sent a letter to, not a letter, but an email
to some AI
and
support.
they pretty much told you because of stuff that you've commented on in the past.
When you click on that Learn More button, when you click on that Learn More button, it takes you to a link specific to a new page with advertising. So and it pretty much said I could have another page. Who has gone against meta community guidelines and standards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I as much bullshit as I throw out there, it ain't bullshit, but as many shovel loads as I throw out there, I've never been restricted. Never been in Facebook jail, nothing.
You're still on a list.
They get me by shadow banning.
Yeah.
With the it's real followers, but I'm sure you too. You can go to pages with thousands of followers, and their videos will have 3 views.
Oh, we have almost 15,000 followers on our Facebook page, and we hardly get any views.
Right,
and we used to get a lot.
You're definitely shadowed because
on their feed.
Yeah. We were talking about this. We have about the same amount of likes when we post something as you guys, but you guys have way more followers. Yeah. So there's no doubt that you're shadowed.
It's shadowed.
So I'm gaining followers because every time Leo, when somebody interacts, I invite them to the page. I'm on top of it. You have to.
I don't get them.
Mike's more. Mike's more.
If you get one out of anyone,
I'm more Facebook too. I'm on Instagram, but we were talking about it just before we started this live. So I follow your To The Point, or I follow your
TGI Now
podcast. I am friends with you on Facebook. I'm friends with Eddie and everybody. So I used to, maybe a year ago, I used to get an alert every time you guys put something out there. Yep. I have to go search for you now if I want to see what you guys are doing.
Okay, but I guarantee you
nothing shows up on my timeline.
But I guarantee you, if you speak about a Sharpie being on the table, it pop up in your newsfeed in a heartbeat, just like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're right.
Am I right? Am I wrong, John?
Yeah, you know. And we talked about this last night on our podcast about this AI shit. That's all it is. It's just AI.
That's what it is.
It's artificial intelligence.
It's like they know.
They know what to know what to push with and what not to push.
Shove it right in your face.
That's
Boom, here it is.
And the sad part is, our human nature, we're skeptics about everybody. So we cannot trust anybody.
So this is what
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I hope he's a great guy. I want to believe he's a good guy.
I want to believe it. Yeah.
It seems like he's combating the bad guys, but that doesn't mean he's the good guy. He could be the better of the bad guys.
Remember, we're watching a movie,
right?
So in a movie,
he's buying back into the AI.
Yeah.
He originally came from the AI industry and he got out, but because of what Bill Gates is doing, he's getting back in. And that's why he switched Twitter over to X.com or something like that.
And so if you compare it to a movie, you look at him and go, "Oh wow, he was a bad guy, or we thought he was, and now he's on our side. And what's going to happen?" So then you think that the movie's coming to an end, and you think he's going to save the world or he saved the day, and then you come to find out
you can respect what he's doing
might have
now.
a hidden agenda we don't know about.
You can respect what he's doing.
He might actually be the worst one of them all.
You're right.
For all we know.
Well,
I personally believe he's trying to do good.
Yeah,
I believe that.
He is. He is doing good, but you don't know what the end game is.
Right.
Yeah. What's the end game? He wants to go to Mars.
Where is he going?
He wants us to go to Mars. But he is not preaching, but in lack of better words, he is preaching about population decline, how all of us on Earth shouldn't stop making babies. That the reproduction rates are going down, and that's not good.
That's true. That was all by design
with
too.
Asia is this is like dying generations in China, and I don't know. So then why are we so worried? What information do you believe?
Yeah.
Why do we worry about China?
You're right.
Wait another generation or two. But
well, he wanted to do Neuralink, and that's what I always go back to. Neuralink. That's what I go back to. He wanted to put a chip in people's brains.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, when you remember whatever they said in the past, I can't discount it.
And I'm sorry, putting a chip in people's brains. That's like.
Well,
that's a whole other level of intentions. I mean,
if you think about it, though, look. See, I was just not thinking about how I was saying about that Sharpie, right? Okay. Me, if I don't want to think about them shoving that stuff or whatever, like, what am I supposed to do? Not have these things?
You have to decide for yourself. It's free will choice.
The good excuse I have is it's for work.
Yeah. For now.
Social media is how we get our word out there. So, and that's how I learn more right now. You know?
But if you think about it, in a way, we're giving them a little bit.
Yeah,
but we're not.
As long as we're taking more out of it, and then we're giving our message. Like if you got something to say about it, you're telling somebody else. You know, if you're talking to somebody else about your opinion, you're taking something away from it, and you're putting more back.
But see, then there you go again about me and those red laws or whatever. You know, if they don't like what we're speaking about,
the red flag
laws. You know, they didn't like what they were speaking about. Oh, done.
Yeah. No, it happens. It happens every day.
You know.
So, speaking of those red flag laws, the one woman,
I don't like those red flag law lady. It's just right. It's not right, man. It's just not right.
Well, then listen. Yeah. The one woman who worked for the state of Florida during COVID, who accused Ron DeSantis of telling her to falsify the COVID data, she was a big proponent of these red flag laws, and ended up getting her son locked up because of stuff he said online. Who happened to be, I think he was transgender. He's talking about shooting up a school.
Wow.
So and then she starts accusing Ron DeSantis of targeting her son.
Oh my God.
It's like, well, wait a minute, like he's online just at the same time that these other shootings going down.
Yeah.
So and then you only hear about it a couple of weeks later, but she's the one. She's pretty much. She's been debunked. She wasn't even in a position to change COVID data.
Wow.
Nothing like that. You know, she was a grifter in the high degree.
Yeah, so it all just comes, all the receipts from the past come out into the present. Yeah, they come out. Yeah. You know. That's the biggest thing.
And it's just they will, like Leo's talking about, buying, like enabling these platforms, but unfortunately that's the only outlet.
Okay, so what's going to be the new platform they're going to put out there? Because this is not going to last forever. Facebook and Instagram are going to last forever.
If you're a creator, you shouldn't only be putting your stuff. This is what I learned. If you're not on YouTube, you're losing new viewers and retaining those viewers.
Right.
Because it's out there. But if you're not always also putting it on Rumble, you risk losing all of your viewers.
And I'm hoping that's going to be the new platform to really take off.
And it is.
I think
everybody should get on Rumble.
Yeah.
So you've got your people that are out there doing stuff like we're doing, talking about stuff they don't want us to be talking about.
Yeah.
And then you got your people like Second Amendment, gun videos. They're all going to Rumble because YouTube's taking their stuff down.
So like Rumble is the video platform like YouTube is.
Right.
And then you've got other ones like Truth. I don't know what else you would consider free speech, conservative. I don't know
I go to BitChute a lot and get some information on BitChute. BitChute is Max Egan is a guy I've been following for about 15 years. He really woke me up to a lot of things with his movies that he made. Right. He has a website called thecrowhouse.com. And he's banned from everything. He's banned from YouTube. He's banned from Rumble. He's banned from not everything. Oh, wow. So he has a lot of followers underground.
From Rumble is pretty tough.
I think he might actually have a account on Rumble now, but I think he did it one time and something happened. They took it down. But he's banned from all the regular ones, all the basic social media. But he has a BitChute channel and he has some really good videos there. So there's a lot of good stuff on BitChute that you don't get anywhere else. Believe it or not. Yeah.
So speaking of, you can find us on Rumble and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
and maybe BitChute.
I was looking in Telegram. Somebody said something about Telegram.
Telegram I heard is good, but I heard there's a lot of spam on there too. So
a lot of spam on Telegram.
I didn't think of that as a platform for podcasts or anything like that.
You know what? Somebody told me
podcasts on Telegram, but maybe I haven't really noticed it. I mean, I don't get on Telegram a lot.
Twitch was something I was.
Twitch was another one.
Yeah, that's big for gamers. Love Twitch. I guess is like their main platform.
A lot of YouTubers use Patreon for their other private channels and stuff that they want to talk about that might get taken off YouTube.
Right. They go Patreon. People can like donate them money and stuff like that.
We've got that set up also.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nobody's set up.
Yeah, but that's good that you got it set up though. Yeah, I mean, because you're gonna have it eventually. It's going to happen,
It's difficult though with all the different platforms.
Yeah.
Like I set up a link tree and I was like looking at it, like the different platforms around. It's like holy cow! Like if I had the time,
how do these people sleep?
I would be posting to all of them.
That's what I'm thinking. Like all these people that and that's what I was thinking. That own
how could I
YouTube and like ban you for all this stuff
at the same time?
And I guess
there's apps and stuff maybe that would do that, but it doesn't do them all. And sometimes it won't look right on them all because they all have like Instagram has the square, Facebook or YouTube has a rectangle, and they're both different. Yeah. They're not the same. Yep. You know, it's just like when you get into that kind of stuff,
it just makes me think, like, how do these people sleep going home and say, I just deleted that person's video.
I don't.
But me, in my mind, I know that everything that I'm about to delete is correct.
I just have to do it
because they're getting paid.
I'd be honest with you.
Somebody's paying them to do it.
I don't even think it's people. I think it's artificial intelligence.
Well,
I don't think it's people deleting them. I think it just gets taken down by artificial intelligence. There's nobody sitting there going, "Oh, we got to take that." Before artificial intelligence, because we talked about this on the podcast too, is artificial intelligence has become hyper intelligence. So it's speeding up so fast. It's so self-learning that it's seeing things like our podcast that got taken down. We did about the Trump indictment. It was going like that because it was the keywords that we said, and they just took it down like that.
Somebody the other day was actually showing me something, and I'm sorry, I don't know what app they were using, but it was some sort of AI intelligence. Like, you would just type in something you want to see, like you want to see Biden sleeping with monkeys or something. Like, you type it in and it'll create pictures of what you typed in.
They have
crazy.
It with video now. Like, you can literally take
with
a video of Joe Biden.
You just type in what you want.
Yeah, and they like that. They've had it on Twitter,
and it just creates it. It's
and
crazy.
I think that's what Elon Musk was warning about. Was with AI,
intelligent. Yeah,
you can change what people say, and in a court of law, a judge has already set the precedent that you have to prove it's not you in that video.
Right.
Like, if you're
guilty until proven innocent, that video, like everything else nowadays.
That video of me saying I murdered so and so, that's not me. That's AI. That's on you to prove. Which it shouldn't. I mean, you're supposed to.
It's supposed to be the other way around. Yeah. They're supposed to prove you're guilty.
Right.
Oh. No, I think
just like Trump right now, he's guilty until he proves his innocence.
Yeah. So I wonder if that AI thinks that we are the lizards.
I think the lizards are probably controlling AI, if anything.
Yeah. What do they think about us?
And they don't like us. That's what I think. I think there's a little bit deeper to this. I think, like you said, Elon Musk is trying to warn us of this, but why is he doing it?
Why?
That's the question. Why?
He's building a spaceship to get off this earth.
Right? Yeah. Why is he warning us?
He's trying to get out of here.
He knows something we don't know.
But maybe that's why we should listen to him. Because he's trying to get the hell out.
Because I tell you what, things keep going the way they're going. I'm going to want to get on that spaceship.
Isn't he the one that is building that time clock or something like that, Mike, that I was showing you?
No, I think that was Bezos.
Bezos or somebody that was building
another crazy billionaire.
Exactly.
Just he's a little. He's not.
It was just like
Bezos, the Amazon guy.
Blue Horizon.
Why?
That's.
But then there again, we have homeless people.
Yeah.
Here in our own country.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
But yet,
I just had
all
to
these people that we just pay taxes.
$200 to freaking Ukraine.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, it literally makes no sense.
No,
so it makes you think, what is their agenda? What are they looking forward? What is written down in their bubble?
Yeah.
Like, I wish we all had a bubble on top of us and I could see
what they're
see their agenda.
Yeah.
What they really stand for.
And probably we do
tell because you never really know somebody.
We do. Just thinking about it,
especially politicians.
Mm-hmm. What we were just talking about? What is it? That AI? Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Oh, they have a bubble above our head. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
they can
see
it.
That's
you and I can't see the bubble, but they can.
Remember, that's funny you guys say that because what's happening is with the hyper AI, it's going to start thinking what you're going to do before you even know you're going to do it.
Right.
That's how deep it's going to go. Because I call it artificial consciousness. I don't think it's artificial intelligence. It's conscious of what's happening around it. So it's like, oh shit, like I think Mike seems a little like, sad today. Like I can feel he feels sad. Him and his boss got into it or something. And it's like, but AI,
I heard his boss is a real asshole.
But AI will know that before he even realizes that he's
right.
like he's got like emotions from it. You know what I'm saying? That they're going to know how you're going to react to something before you react to it. That's
right now,
your head.
Everybody at this table, we all have a bubble above our head.
Yeah.
And
I got 3 at least.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right.
Republicans above our head.
Yeah.
They know which side
you're on. Yeah, they already know.
They've got us labeled.
They almost
track
know how you're going to vote. It already knows your thoughts about what you're going to do next. So that's hyper intelligence. That's hyper consciousness. That's being like, whoa, I can predict what somebody's going to do without even them knowing they're going to do it. I know them that well.
I know what they're going to do in 2 years for election when they go to vote before they do.
Exactly, and that's what it's coming down to because the technology has gotten to that point that we're that far advanced that we think we are, that it's going to take over consciousness of the human race. The human race is going to either merge with AI or go the natural way, like we were talking about before the podcast. Like, which way are you going to go? Are you going to go keep doing this? You're going to do the digital currency? You're going to merge with AI? Or are you going to get the Neuralink in your head? What are you going to do? Or are you going to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to that world. I want to go to this world. I want to be more natural. I want to get property out in no man's land. I want to live off the land, and I don't want to be this. I don't want to live this life. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be controlled.
Dependent.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry about the whole losing the job thing.
No, because that's a job, and that's it's income. You're going to get a paycheck. It's when you don't know when you're going to get a paycheck is when you build anxiety because you're so used to it. That's the whole thing. You're used to having a job. You know you're going to get paid in 2 weeks. Well, that's down the road because everything starts now.
Everything does start now.
Every morning I wake up and I say to myself,
it's all part of the system that they built that you've grown up to, and you don't know anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only thing you know. And when all of a sudden that's yanked out from underneath you, it's scary.
And I think that's what's going to happen at some point, Vince. I think that something's going to happen that's going to shake people to that point.
But to be completely honest with you, I look forward to it.
Yeah, you should, because you know what?
It's scary. It's scary. But at the same time, it's like, man, I can't. I want it to happen. It needs to happen.
And we all need to think that way.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens, because our collective consciousness, our reality creates this world. See, artificial intelligence does it. We feed it, then
we give it the information that it wants.
And when this happens,
bingo,
we're all going to be in the same boat. And the key is, like we've talked about before, is we all got to come together, help each other out.
That's it.
Work together.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's going to be fine.
What I know, I'll teach you, and you teach me.
Exactly, because we all have different skills in this room.
Right. We all have a skill set. We all have something we can contribute.
You know, I've always said, we all can't work the same, but we can all work together.
100%, dude. Because united we stand, divided we fall. That's
I might
it.
not.
We're all not a carpenter. We're all not an electrician. No. But we all have knowledge and can contribute something.
Practice.
Absolutely.
All the practice. All the practice. Yeah, everything you've done up until this point. Remember that. Everything you did up until this point is practice. I did fundraising. I was on the radio. Yeah. I sold furniture. And everything I did was up until now.
Right. And you know what? It's funny because I'm thinking, not funny. I always say funny. I don't know why I always say funny.
I do that too.
But
it's funny you said that.
But me growing up, like, I didn't have a father figure because my dad passed away when I was at the age of 2, so I didn't have that person there to teach me how to do this or how to.
That's why you never learned how to shave.
Whatever, exactly.
That's why you got the beard.
And the beard,
right? But I did have my brother. Yeah. But then there again, he didn't have that. I mean, he did have it.
It's a different male.
I mean, he did have it at a certain.
How much older is your brother?
Point.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he is 6 or 7 years older than me.
Right, so he was like 8 or 9 when your father passed.
Right. So he had a little bit.
Enough to remember.
Can you remember when you were 8?
I don't remember anything.
Me neither.
No.
I mean, what? 8.
I might remember going to Disney World or something like that, but I don't remember like any details or like I might remember a couple things.
But going back, like we were saying, like my mom never taught us these things. Like I had to like learn it and see things and just kind of just seeing stuff that was being taught and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and my mom would always be like, "You're gonna learn. Like, I know you don't know it, but you'll figure it out."
Absolutely, we all do.
And you know, you'll figure it out.
Like for you, Leo, probably like because you didn't have that father figure. Like when you went to go work in the workforce and you're working with other guys,
right?
Like you probably picked up some of that stuff from work.
That's why, and that's why all my friends would always be older friends.
Exactly.
Why? Because I'm not saying I would attach that. It's just because the knowledge, you know, I'm getting goosebumps because it's just it's true talk. You know, I'm speaking what I'm saying. You know, like you guys taught me stuff. You know, like Mike woke me up. You know, like why? Because he would always be like, "Here, listen to this, listen to that, talk to this, talk to that." Oh,
he cared enough. He cared enough.
Right.
Well, those people in your life cared enough.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know. And now I look back at it and I'm like, okay, these people, okay, they taught me or they did this or they did that, but they missed they missed something, you know, while they were teaching me all these things, you know, because if it wasn't like for Mike or Vince or anybody, like I'd still be in the same path as everybody else, you know. I'd still be in the same. I say the same vacuum cleaner because it's
under the same rock.
Right, you know, I'd still be vacuuming the same thing. I'd still be plugged in, sucking the same information that everybody's giving.
You'd be stuck watching CNN, believing everything they're telling you.
Right?
No, you're right. No,
that's how it was. You would hear shit and then come to work and ask me.
Yeah, I would hear stuff and I'd be like, "Hey, Mike, what
do you think about this?"
If you heard it, it was already something to get me fired up.
Yeah, that would get Mike fired up, you know. So I knew it would get Mike fired up, so I would ask him this, and then I would get his opinion, and then he would tell me, and then I'd be like, "Okay, well,"
I'd be sitting there, "Oh shit,"
you know. But I mean, that's how, you know, that's how I was, you know, that's how I kind of woke up, kind of. You know,
well, what happens and that's a great example of you guys' relationship and then Eddie and I's relationship on the podcast too, because you start to see, like, I'm sure that Mike started to see, like, you know, Leo's picking up when I'm throwing down. Like, he's starting to pick it up, and I'm going to keep feeding it to him because I see that he's listen. Well, Eddie did that with me. I would throw little information with Eddie, and I'd be like, Eddie, you might want to listen to this book here. Like, I think you're ready to listen to this. And then I'd come back to the shop, and he'd be listening to the book, and I'd be like, "Hey, see, he's listening." And so I would take it to another level. And then after he would listen to that, I'd say, "Well, you might want to watch this movie." And then he would go and he'd watch it.
And for you, I think we talked about it once before. Your brother has opened you up to a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So then he would be like, "You might want to listen to Behold the Pale Horse, John. It's a really good book, and it's going to be a blueprint for the future." Oh, okay, maybe I'll listen to it. Yeah. And then I'd be like, "Oh, screw it, I'm going to go fucking."
And then you're like, "Holy fucking shit!"
And then exactly, and then I would go back to it and go, "Oh, fuck, that's crazy, dude. Like that's." And I come home and I'd be like, I'd go for a walk for like 2 hours and listen to it, and I'd come home and go, "Dude, like, did he fucking really like predict 9/11?" And then he told everybody that Osama bin Laden, they would blame it on him. It really wasn't him. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. And he'd be like, "No way." And he'd be like, "Yep, he's a CIA agent. His name is Tim Osman." And I go, "Get the fuck out of here." You know, and then
it's crazy.
And then I would just And
now we even know they actually admitted the truth about JFK.
Yeah, exactly. And he already knew about that. He was so far ahead with that. Like, when that shit comes out, he's like, "Oh yeah,
they actually came out with it." But where is it now?
Exactly.
You don't hear nothing.
Because nobody cares, you know. But they're going to care eventually because they're going to realize that they've been lied to. Everything's been a lie, and they're going to be like, "Oh fuck, everything's been a lie now. Don't tell me that." Yeah. And that's the whole part. And nobody wants to believe that. You know, we still have to live our lives. We still have to go to jobs, make a living, but doing this is what was going to bring the new reality, the new earth to fruition. It's going to bring that new ring, and you guys are going to help to ring that in because you're doing this. You're speaking it into existence. You're putting it out there, and you're telling people that this is what I feel, this is what I want to see, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, right? and some people have always said, "Well, why do you think that they're lying to us? Why? What would they have to gain?" Well, you know, first off, money a lot of times, but I mean, the real truth is they don't believe that we are smart enough to make our own decisions.
Exactly.
They flat out believe that we are not smart enough to make our own decisions, that they need somebody else to make the decisions for them, including your finances.
100%.
Because at the end of the day...
And that's where it comes from,
at the end of the day, it's all about the money.
Digital currency is on its way, and that's what they want. That's going to be the ultimate control.
Right. So So they want you to essentially be their slave. You're working for them. They control your money.
Yeah. John was saying that eventually we'll have chips. I mean, look at it. We have a phone. Yeah. You take your phone is already connected to you.
Yeah, it already knows you. That phone knows you.
It knows my face. It knows my fingers. My
phone is literally looking at you right now going, look at Leo's doing a podcast. Maybe I should do a podcast.
It knows where I'm at. It already can probably predict where I'm going after I leave here. I know it can.
Yeah.
It has every password I can I've ever had. My bank account. Yep. All that shit is all right here.
It's crazy, dude. I know. So what happens when the grid goes down and the internet goes down?
That's what I.
So talking about that,
that's going to have to be the next.
John,
phase.
do you? I don't know if you remember
what happened then, right?
I don't know, but if you guys remember.
Radios, how do we get our message out?
I thought about buying one not that long ago.
I don't know. Do you guys remember?
Kind of like on the same plane right now.
Yeah, you and I do. Yeah.
How else are you going to communicate? Well, that goes back to my question.
But do you remember a couple years ago when Instagram went down?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember a couple years ago when Instagram
people were freaking out?
It was just like.
That was a test.
Oh,
because remember,
think
about all the people that make a living off of Instagram and YouTube and all Facebook and all these different platforms.
And that was just one platform, Instagram. Yeah. And a few years ago, Instagram wasn't nearly as big as it is now.
So all these people since COVID have been making a living at home because they got unemployment. They stayed home. They got you isolated. And they're like, oh, shit, I can work from home now. I mean, I know people that started working from home that they never went back to the office ever again.
Right.
They're still working from home. So those people, if the grid goes down and they're not prepared for it, what are they going to do? Yeah. They can't pay with your Apple Pay. The credit card ain't going to work because you can't scan the credit card. So you guys work at retail. So what's going to happen at those businesses, all these retail businesses, and go, oh shit, like fuck, we can't scan nothing. Nobody knows how to use a pen and paper to write shit down and do
literally nobody knows how
They're not going to do it.
No.
I remember one time in fucking the smoothie shop. The fucking internet was down, or the power was down, and the kids in the fucking building, like, they didn't want to work. They were like, "Oh, we can't work." And I'm like, "Well, how come? What happened?" Like, "Well, we don't have internet." And I'm like, "Well, you can still take orders. You got power. You can make a smoothie." And they're like, "Well, we don't. What are we going to do?" And I'm like, "Well, you have the prices up on the thing. You can write down the price.
But
7% tax equals, and then we have cash. I'll give you cash." But they were like. They freaked out, dude.
But
that was just for like an hour.
But that is so sad.
I haven't learned how to handle that. I can't do that.
They couldn't because they know why. But because they don't know life without it.
Exactly.
That's the world that they know.
Exactly.
That's the world that they know.
Years, John. These guys will tell you, I'll take years to change phones.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't.
Leo, what did you have before this one? An iPhone 5?
I don't know.
You're like me. I have the 7 Plus.
Yeah, man.
He's finally up to date now.
Yeah.
But he had the 5 for a long time.
I had the 4 for a long time.
Because to me is
and a girl down in when I was in the Keys one time, I was hanging out with a bunch of buddies. We were at a bar, and I had the little brick iPhone 4. This was about 2017, and the fucking girl, she was like 22, and she was like, "What's that?" She's like, "Is that a 4?" She's like, "You have the little brick." And I'm like, "Yeah, I love the brick." And then my eyes started going. I had to get a bigger screen. But she made fun of me. It was funny as hell.
But there's some people that, just keep up with the gadgets and, they give that,
those are the people that, again, like I said, the split. Who's going to go this way and keep evolving with technology and keep evolving with AI?
Yeah. But then again,
and who's going to go this way and go, I'm not living like that. I can't do that. I can't do digital currency. I'm not.
But see,
I can't be controlled.
And it's sad because it's like, okay, that leaves me. I'm just speaking for myself. Okay, that leaves me. Okay, where am I going to go if nobody wants to go with me?
Yeah. Oh, they'll go with you. Remember, the crowd is the Matrix, and the other way is not the Matrix. So you got to pick either. You got to pick the new Matrix because remember, this Matrix is collapsing. This reality that we have, you see the stock market, you see what's happening with the dollar, you see what's happening with the petro, you see what's happening with everything going on in the world. This Matrix is collapsing. They're going to collapse it so that they can issue in the digital currency. So what is the next reality? The next reality is AI. We don't want to go from one Matrix to another Matrix. Right. You want to go from one Matrix out of the Matrix. You want to get out of it. You don't want to go to another one. Right. You don't want to go to a digital currency.
But see, my thing is how do we explain this to the new generation though?
Like we were just doing right here.
Like we were just saying, They're freaking out. They're freaking out because the internet's out for an hour.
They're a herd of sheep.
Yep.
And unfortunately, they're all going to be herded towards the AI.
Exactly.
Well, they're going to go the way of least
and
resistance.
we're hoping to at least break off some of the herd.
Exactly.
And if we can get enough of the herd,
but see, that's where I get very distraught because I'm just
prepare for what happens.
Because I'm just like, come on, man,
because you're not gonna.
Yeah. The sad reality is we're probably going to lose that battle.
Yeah. I'm not going to give up, though.
No, you can't.
No, but you have to prepare.
But there's days that I do feel like I'm like,
no, you have to.
But hey, no matter what you believe in, fight for it.
Yeah, you have to.
Right or wrong, fight for whatever you believe in.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So Nate Swigert, the guy came on, Nate, came on the podcast. I mean, he used to say, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Yeah. That's what he would tell me. He said, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. So you have to do it. We have to know that we're going to win this thing.
Mike,
we're going to win.
Can you turn that into a T-shirt? I like that.
It is. It's a great.
It's a
great alignment. And so we know it's going that route. You're going to lose people. It's a war on our consciousness. So it is a war. So you're going to have casualties. We already had a bunch of casualties with all the people dropping from So we know that that's a casualty already. We know that they're mutilating kids based on gender, transition. So you're destroying kids' lives. We're in an extinction event. There's an event that's happening that people are literally disappearing off the planet. Mm. So the sheep are going to get herded that way, but I think there's not going to be as many left to the point where the shift can happen to where what we're doing and what we want to see for the future can actually happen. You see what I'm saying? Because collectively we have to speak it into existence.
And that's why they're attacking the kids. It's like, get the kids used to doing whatever we tell them.
Yes.
So that way when they get older and they're the adults, they're still going to do what we tell them.
Exactly. Because like Rondell said in our podcast, you get the youth, you get the future. You got it. You got the future. That's it. It's over. It's literally over. That's it. And that's what we're doing. They're going after the kids.
They're going after the kids,
100%. And so we have to protect the kids. We have to save as many kids as we possibly can to not be herded into the sheep and bring this one, like your kids and your kids and my son. I mean, my son's awakened to things. I've spoken to him like I speak to you guys right now on the podcast for years. Yeah. And I would talk to him more about that stuff, about awakening and about different things to him more than I would tell people in public.
My son's 9, and sometimes he'll be sitting next to me, and I'll be paying attention to something, and I'll be like, you believe this shit?
See, that's the most important thing that we still have left is
pass it on.
Pass your beliefs on to your kids.
Yes, and that's what
at the end of the day, if they believe something else, so
it doesn't matter.
More and more people are coming forward because it's becoming more obvious, like that Riley Gaines, the female swimmer who with the I don't even know what the dude's name is, but I don't even want to put his name out there. But then the other girl in Connecticut, the fastest swimmer in the country, didn't get her championships because of a dude swimming as a female.
Yeah. It's all on your face now. I mean,
there's conditioning
there's all kinds of that going on in women's sports right now. I believe, if I remember correctly, there was a college basketball team.
It's what they want us
to play because they were playing against a team that had like 4 of the starters were transsexuals.
And see, this is in your face. So this is like like Eddie says on the podcast, like this is part of the end times. This is like the rapture. Like this is all in your face so much that you just can't turn your face away from it. There's something happening in everybody's lives that's affecting them at some point, whether it's politics or the sports or the trans.
There's a theory out there, and I kind of tend to believe that part of their agenda too is they're doing so much of this crazy, so far left bullshit that they're doing it partially just to piss people off like us, so they can see you stand up and yell.
That's what they want us to fight.
They're trying to put that bubble. They're trying to put that bubble above us. We were talking about.
No.
They want to see who's with them and who's not.
It's all a distraction.
Yeah.
Well, it's
all these are psyops.
It's also a way to label us.
Yeah, it's divide and conquer.
Yeah,
because divide and conquer is the oldest trick in the book.
Right,
and that's
find out
we realize
who's with us and who's not.
Yeah,
and work on eliminating the ones that are not.
You have to, at this point, you have to just do as best you can to make it affect the people around you. So anybody that you're around, anybody that you're doing the podcast with, all the people that you're chatting with while you're doing the podcast, you're making a difference now because people are hungry for information. They want to know what the fuck's going on. What is going on? Why is our planet just so in chaos right now? Well, it's in chaos because of the fact, again, it's all distractions to keep us going back and forth and back. Nobody can agree on anything. Everybody's got aggravated, pissed off. It's people are happy Trump's getting arrested and other people are like, fucking, this is bullshit. It's the same crap. So they want to know who's telling the truth. Well, guess what? To the point is telling the truth. And hopefully, because you guys are getting down to the bottom. And hopefully
some people it just makes them think about it. Well, damn, maybe they're right. Maybe that's true. Or maybe they watch us and they say, that's bullshit. Exactly. But then they go to TGI Now and they hear it again. Like, well, damn, I just heard that from the last one. Yeah, that's bullshit. And they go on to the next one. They hear it again. Mm-hmm. Maybe eventually they finally say, well, damn, I'm hearing it from enough people.
The third time's a charm.
Well, there's people out there.
That's where the third time the charm comes from.
People out there that you can wake up and that can be, brought back.
Yeah.
A lot of that Occupy Wall Street movement people have switched sides now.
Oh, sure.
That whole movement there. Most of them are conservative commentators and journalists and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I'm one of those people that
they're out. I don't know, gotta be on social media.
I know, but I'm one of those people. I don't know if you guys ever seen the meme that's like, I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me something just to see if I just to give it to them, just like here it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you have to do is just plant little seeds. That's it. Yeah.
But see, there again, though, John, my fear. There comes my fear again because my mom was pretty well known in the Felsberg community just because, like in the church community, she was pretty well known because she helped out a lot. She did a lot of volunteering. Yeah. Even we did a lot of volunteering in the church.
Yeah.
And now for people to hear me speak like this, they'll probably be like, is that?
That's good.
Is that lady's son? But they'll probably be like, but that lady's at church every Sunday morning. Okay, and
but when the truth really hits the fan, when things really go down to where it strikes everybody's chord, they're going to be like, oh shit, they're going to go to your mom and say, Leo was he was out there speaking about this stuff 2 years ago.
Either they'll agree with you, or they'll talk about how they don't, and that's even good too because they're talking to somebody else about what you're saying.
Exactly,
right? So they might,
Mike, that's a great point.
They might tune in to hear what you got to say.
No, you're right. And then when my neighbor, actually, my mom's neighbor he's a big shout out to him, because he's in the service, so he's he's out there for his country, and sometimes I'll post him and he'll post stuff, and I'll be like, he's thinking the way I'm thinking, I don't know if being, for the service for his country, made him think this way, or there again, he got out of that community of how that community thinks and got out into the world and made him, realize of what he's doing,
And then when somebody says that, Leo, too, they say, oh, can you believe what Leo thinks this? Yeah. Well, they might not realize the person they're talking to might be like, well, he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they might be like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They might be like, oh, shit.
Maybe I do agree with a prick from high school.
People are changing every day, guys.
They do.
People are seeing things for what they are every day. They're seeing it.
Clearly they're changing.
But a lot of them don't even realize they don't know why, though. See, they don't know why. They're waking up each morning. Because remember, every morning when you wake up, whatever you went at night and wherever you go, we're getting codes in every day from the sun and from the sky. And that's why they're trying to spray the sky and block the sun. We're getting light codes in. So people are waking up every day and going, why am I starting to think like this now? Like, why am I starting to go against what I used to believe?
And maybe
I don't know why.
Maybe it's just they keep hearing this. They hear a little bit here, they hear a little bit here, and then it's like you said, they don't realize it, but it's sinking in
because our minds are a receiver.
The sheep. Look at the devout that attend church. I mean, they're accepting gay marriage, transgender pastors. There's people in the Catholic Church pushing for the women to be priests and marriage. I mean, it's little by little
stuff that would have never been heard of.
You can steer the herd whichever freaking direction.
So listen, you guys are not going to believe this, but I used to be an altar boy, right? And there used to always just be there again, you know, John, we were involved in the church, in the community, you know, like we were
involved. My dad told me not to. He was like, no, you're not going to be. He knew, right, I think he knew better. He was like, he just told me to put me in that little situation.
We would do functions with the Cub Scouts.
You know, but back then it was just altar boys was just altar boys. Now they have altar girls.
Yeah. Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know, so now it's like
little by little.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Gets
Little by
washed
little,
away, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tradition gets washed away.
So
standards get watered
talking
down.
about this, you know how the Bible
Morals
has?
get diluted.
They say it has 2 stories, right? When is there going to be a third?
Yeah.
Well,
when are they going to add to it?
There's
you know
discussion
they're going
there.
to
Hold
add
on.
to it because it comes.
Do you guys want to take a break or do you want to keep going?
It doesn't matter. We can keep going. That doesn't matter. Like, there's got to be a third. I got to ask Eddie because Eddie might know this.
I got you.
You know, there's going to be a third phase of this book.
The
because
book of Enoch.
Yeah.
The Book of Enoch,
I saw
which
that today,
right now is
actually.
in high debate.
Somebody put a
What is
post
that?
about that, the Book of Enoch.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
You guys want to take a break? We've been going for an hour now.
All right.
You good with coming back?
Yeah,
Maybe we'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll go live on. We'll go streaming on Rumble at the same
That's a
time.
good idea. Yeah. All right.
See if we pick up anybody.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, guys.
We'll be back.
Cool.